So this is, I guess, the internal workings of your shop. You kind of need to understand that whatever the business is that you own, there's a lot of moving components to that, and sometimes those components break. It's great when they don't break for a long time, but you can't expect 3,000 things to never break over the course of a year. We kind of live in a culture where if something breaks, you call the expert, and that's good that there's experts out there to fix that. But a lot of things can be solved with like 5 minutes of looking at the thing and trying to understand it. What are you going to do? Sit around closed? That's not an option, at least not an option for me, because I'm in business to make money, and I have to make money so that I can pay my bills, so that I can pay my employees, so that I can keep everything running, so I can keep my customers happy. We have our double-decker oven. There are fans and blowers in that, and I know about some of them. I know the one thing that happens a lot is your conveyor motor is going to burn out because it's a brushed motor. So this guy right here, what happens is you have to twist these guys out and put new carbon brushes in them. Now the first time I did that, it took me hours because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And now if anything happens, literally the Ace Hardware right next door to me has brushes. I can run over there, grab them, be back, replace them. It'll take me 15 minutes. You call somebody, $120 to show up, $80 an hour. Hopefully he fixes it in an hour. Hopefully he knows what the problem is. Assuming he has the parts on his truck, you're looking at probably 250 bucks for something you could do for literally 12 bucks and 15 minutes of time. Same thing with our fryers. The problem there you're gonna have a lot is your pilots going out. There's electrostatic something or other, which all that is you press that little red button in and then the pilot will light again. If you need to call somebody, again, 200 bucks to have them out to turn your pilot back on because you didn't know to press that little red button. Here's your fan. So that little tiny unit on the roof that was blowing hot air out, this is the opposite. This is the big fans blowing cold air out to maintain this at I think it's like 36 or 34. Sometimes it gets clogged up. Why? Because the radiator on the back here starts getting dust and particles and stuff in it. That dust and particles and stuff every once in a while will come down, fall into this pan, and then clog this little hole. And then you just have water spilling everywhere, and everyone's like, "Oh, water spilling everywhere." There's a area on the back side of this wall that you could put a hose nozzle into, and you just blow it out really fast. One thing I do as well every like 8 to 10 months is I rent a big giant snake, a big giant like 200-foot snake, and I snake the drains. And that's something I do because if you call a plumber, they're gonna charge you 400 bucks. And it makes me feel good, right? Like I feel like a man because you did something. Instead of, hey, here's a $400 check, thanks for the work. My freezer, it broke like a month ago. I got a phone call that said, hey, freezer's off. You don't wanna throw the freezer away because I spent 1,200 bucks on it 2 years ago. Whatever. This guy, I lucked out big time. About a year and a half ago, this shaft, notice how it's white and the rest of the machine is orangish, brownish. This shaft cracked and broke in half. Like, oh, why? Because this thing's 100 years old, and if you replace or repair mixers like this, not a lot of people have experience on these machines. If you need a part, a lot of times installers and repair people for large old mixers literally go to a CNC shop and they have the part made, and that costs more money too because you literally need to get a custom CNC milled. Wow, there is going to be a time where something breaks and you try to fix it, or you get an expert and no one's going to be able to fix it and you just have to get something new. I'd rather have a pile of money when that happens. Meat slicer, right? Like there's little tiny rubber knobs like this guy right here. I got over at Ace Hardware for 2 bucks. If I bought this little guy through the catalog, it would cost me 70 bucks. If it's outdoor, if it's our wagons, tractors, anything like that, you fixed it yourself. If it's inside and it's electronics, no. But it's worth it to learn how your equipment works so that you could save yourself money in the long run and have a little bit more of an educated conversation when something breaks.